In this class, let us learn force acting on a moving charge in a magnetic field. Let us consider a positively charged particle moving along x-axis with velocity v. It moves in a magnetic field which acts along y-axis. The field will exert a force on the charged particle which is perpendicular to both velocity and magnetic field. So the force acts along z-axis. So we can say a moving charge in a magnetic field experiences a force, and the force is given by qvb sine theta. That is, the force is directly proportional to the charge, directly proportional to v sine theta, component of velocity normal to the field direction, and force directly proportional to the magnetic field. And the force is perpendicular to both magnetic field and velocity. In vector form, we can write it as vector F is equal to Q into V cross B. If the angle between the two vectors V and B is 0 or 180 degree, that is the velocity parallel to the magnetic field, the force is 0. If velocity is perpendicular to magnetic field, the angle is 90 degree. Then the force is maximum qvb. If the velocity is 0, that is the charge is at rest, then the force is 0. The direction of the force is given by Fleming's left-hand rule. If we stretch the three fingers of the left hand, thumb, forefinger and central finger in mutually perpendicular directions as shown here, the central finger points the direction of current, forefinger points the direction of field, then the thumb points the direction of force or direction of motion. Now let us see the motion of a charged particle in a magnetic field. Let us consider the first case in which the velocity is perpendicular to the magnetic field. The charged particle enters normal to the magnetic field. That is, the initial velocity is perpendicular to B, so theta is equal to 90 degree. So the force acting, magnetic force Fm is equal to qvb sine 90. Sine 90 is 1, so magnetic force is qvb. And the force is perpendicular to both velocity and field. So the force acts normal to the velocity and the magnetic field, which is normal to the plane and into the plane, or inwards. It is denoted by into. And since the force is normal to velocity, the particle follows a circular path, and the force acts as a centripetal force. And here F dot V is Fv cos 90 is 0, or the work done is 0, or the change in kinetic energy is 0. So kinetic energy of the particle remains constant. So the speed of the particle remains constant, but the direction of motion changes. So the particle undergoes uniform circular motion. The centripetal force is the magnetic force, that is mv squared by r is equal to qvb. So the radius of the circular path is given by mv by qb, or radius is directly proportional to the velocity. As the velocity increases, the particle follows a circular path of larger radius. But the time period, that is the distance covered in one revolution, that is 2 pi r by velocity. If you substitute for the radius as mv by qb, the time period is 2 pi m by qb. It is independent of the radius or the velocity of the particle. So the frequency, that is the reciprocal of time period, is qb by 2 pi m. It is also constant. It depends only on the charge and mass of the particle and the external magnetic field applied. Let us consider the second case in which the velocity is parallel to the magnetic field. Here theta is 0 or 180, then the magnetic force is 0, so the particle moves in the same direction. It is uniform straight line motion. Let us see the third case. V is inclined to B. The initial velocity vector makes an angle theta with the magnetic field. Here the magnetic field is along x-axis. And the velocity is in the xy plane, making an angle theta with the x-axis. So we can resolve the velocity vector into two components. V cos theta along the field direction and V sin theta normal to the field direction. Due to the component V sin theta, the particle follows a circular path of radius r is equal to m V sin theta by qb. But the time period 2 pi r by V sin theta is 2 pi m by qb. It remains constant. But due to the component V cos theta, the particle moves along the field direction. The resultant path of the particle will be a helix. So the particle follows a helical path. The pitch of the helical path, that is the linear distance travelled by the particle along the field direction during one period of revolution. So pitch is equal to the component of velocity in the field direction, that is V cos theta, into time period. That is equal to 2 pi m by qb V cos theta. Thank you.